Share with everybody who has gotten up and watched us this morning what a fabulously fun weekend that we all had for Derby.
I think we should.
Let's do it.
Okay.
We're going to start out with all kinds of fun at Churchill Downs, and I'm telling you, it was a crazy time. These guys, Chris and Becca and Julian and Erica and David Caston, all went out and were wild. And then the whole crew here.
In a good way.
John and Thomas and Joe and Rusty
Patrick.
and Patrick all worked so hard to put together the video that we're about to show you. So take a look at Derby 137 from WBKI's perspective.
All right, we are reporting from the red carpet from the Kentucky Derby. Chris Caswell's here, and I'm so glad you're by my side because you're the one I'm leaning in towards saying, what do you think, Chris? What do you think?
You mean being a gossip? That's what I'm good at, yeah. Caddy is not something that's hard for me at these events.
Believe it or not, I knew that.
I know. I think I'm doing more of the whispering over your look what's coming, look what's happening.
We've seen some fascinating things coming down the runway.
Well, you almost did a little rhyme that I was working on. We've seen some fascinating fascinators.
Yeah, it's a
and
tongue
I
twister.
would just like to tell everyone, Kate Middleton did not popularize this trend just a few weeks ago. We were seeing this last year at Derby, so Kentucky needs to represent.
They do need to represent.
The Derby had this on lock last year, so I think Kate's taking after us.
Now, we did see Nicholas Shea and Vanessa earlier. They were matchy-matchy. Is it too matchy-matchy, or did you think it worked?
I hated her dress.
Wah-wah.
Yeah.
Really?
It was just so black and boring.
Yeah.
He had a little bit of color in purple. It was fabulous. I'm seeing some of the great colors around, but it just could have been better
All right,
for Derby.
now we're talking headgear because it is Derby time. So Tashina Arnold just walked by.
I loved that
What'd you
hat.
think?
That hat
All
was
right.
super cute. I loved her polished, put together seersucker suit. I thought it was a great play on the masculine and feminine. I think she was talking to us about that the other night at Barnstable Brown. Super cute. And the Chanel jewels, I thought they were great.
I think we've seen some big colors as well. People taking some risks. What do you think about my hat?
It's a big hat. We were saying before about the public service announcement. Maybe it's also your fault if you stand a little too close. But I am loving the bejeweled and the bedazzle. You know, I can't help myself.
Thank you. I want to thank June at the Willow Tree for letting me wear this hat today. I think I've been
the official hat designer for the
official
KDF.
hat, and you look smashing as well.
Thank you, Rose. Of course. I should have followed a trend and done red. It's very appropriate for Derby. I was thinking I would go Vineyard Vines.
I like it.
They are doing some of their special patterns for the Derby this year.
Well done. We've seen some great things coming down the runway, and we're going to get back to it right now. All right, now we are at the Kentucky Derby 137, and I have a really famous man standing right next to me, the guy with the Twin Spire hat. George Holter is here. George, how many Derbies is this for you?
34, but 30 with the hat.
All right. Now, I know you've probably seen a few things in your years. What can you tell us about this year's Derby so far?
Well, we got rain that we don't need, and hopefully it'll clear out so everybody have a dry Derby. This will be the third Derby in a row if it rains. And we started coming over here, the weather was beautiful, 80 degrees. But something's going on with all this tornado business and rain on Derby Day. They can't have this.
Now, I know our WBKI intern, Julian Wright, is here, and you have a few questions for George as well.
Now, George, you're not from Louisville, so how did you get hooked up with the Derby?
Well, I was raised in Oklahoma where we have horses and rodeos, and if you're into horses when you're young, the Derby's on the menu. And it just took a long time to get the tickets and to get, I could travel over here to the Derby. My family comes. My wife is out shopping. She used to come, but the crowd got to her, so we stayed with an attorney friend here. And they're out shopping today.
All right, sounds good.
If I don't win any money, I might have to walk back to Kansas.
Now, did she help you make the hat, or is this all you?
No, it's all me.
What's your favorite part about the Derby?
The people and the horses.
All right, well, George, good luck to you. Do you have any picks today? We got to know.
Well, the family, we get together and we box 8 horses out of the 20 and cross our fingers.
That sounds like a good tip. George, thank you so much. Happy Derby to you. Derby 137. All right, it wouldn't be the Kentucky Derby without a few fans of the Derby and of a little thing we like to call Vampire Diaries. I'm here with, what's your name?
Debbie Grant.
All right, Debbie, you have an extra special person that you'd like to see today.
Ian. I would love to see Ian, but unfortunately we missed him.
All right. well, maybe we can catch him a little bit later. Now, Debbie, you brought your daughter along, and what's your name?
Kelly.
Kelly, now you're from California. What did your mom tell you to get you down here for the Derby?
Well, she didn't really have to tell me very much because we actually have horses in California, so it's been a dream of mine to come here. So the minute they said, oh, we're going, I was like, I'm on board.
Now, do you have a pick yet for the big race, or are you just kind of feeling things out?
Well, we kind of want to put some money down on Twice the Appeal because he is from California. But of course the favorite is Dialed In, which we're probably going to put some money down on him as well. And I've heard Shackleford is one that's pretty well known and keep an eye out on also. So
and I think Twice the Appeal is a good one because Calvin Burrell's riding him and he's won the last 3 out of 4 derbies. Now going back to your mom for a second, we got to talk about Ian. We saw him a little bit earlier, and we're going to try and work our magic, but he looks fabulous today. But he looks fabulous on Vampire Diaries as well, doesn't he?
Oh, doesn't he? Oh, my gosh. He is my heartthrob. I'm an old lady, but he's still my heartthrob.
He's very cute. Now, do you have any picks of your own today for the big race?
Well, mostly Twice the Appeal. From California, so after my heart.
All right, well, that's it for us, guys. You have your mint juleps in hand, traditional drink of the Kentucky Derby, 137.
Thank you.
I gotta say, we had a really good time.
Absolutely beautiful. Fantastic. And so many great folks who come to Louisville and spend money with us. Thank you to all visitors who came and spent your money in Louisville for Derby 137.
Yeah, we had a good time, and want to thank again everyone who's involved. Obviously, everyone in the production facility, as well as everyone who went out. And last week we went out behind the scenes early in the morning. I think it all made it very happy to be Derby, happy to be in Louisville.
Absolutely. We're so proud of everybody's efforts in getting Louisville cleaned up, spiffed up, ready to go, and in spite of the bad weather, making it the most hospitable city in the entire world for Derby weekend.
Unfortunately,
hey, you know what else?
I didn't win.